By having a platform like On Rugby, for me, if I was a young person, 19-year-old, I'd be scrolling the site the whole time, just seeing what opportunities were, throwing my name out, because a lot of these young kids don't have agents. And I'm sure On Rugby, there'll be a lot of agents scrolling the site too. And so yeah, I think it's a great platform for young people and potential rugby agents to look at opportunities. I also think, in terms of Eyes on Rugby, that a number of clubs, it's great for the players, but it's also a great platform for the clubs to look for players that may be able to fill a hole. Whether it's a tight head prop or it's a number 9 or a number 10 or a 15, just without, maybe the number 9 from Wellington College may be the one to go down to the university club for 6 months to fill a hole and have a great opportunity. I remember as a 19-year-old, I thought I was better than what I was. And I was ready to leave Auckland to go to Northland. I'd been offered some money to go up there to work and play rugby. Thankfully for me, I was pulled aside and said, you learn how to throw the ball in properly, and when you can do that, you'll play for Auckland. And best advice I ever got. At that particular time, I thought I would have to go elsewhere, and I wasn't good enough. And luckily for me, I was pulled aside, and some of the great All Blacks said, this is what you have to do if you want to make the team. So it took me 3 years to learn how to do it and get back in the team. I think there's more of a drop-off of players in the UK than there is, say, in the Southern Hemisphere. I think there's more avenues for the kids that don't quite make it, that don't make the academies, that don't make the first teams. There's more avenues in New Zealand to be able to play rugby socially or whatever. So Eyes on Rugby is an opportunity for the Northern Hemisphere players to seek out clubs. And there's a lot of rugby players in the UK. I think England has 600,000 participants. New Zealand has 100,000 participants. They have 600,000 participants, but they could have so much more. If a site like Eyes on Rugby can provide a platform for those kids at university that don't make the first team, the young apprentice builder who can't get into the Isha first or second team, to have a platform like Eyes on Rugby to look through and maybe find a club that provides an opportunity for him to continue playing the game he loves. I think it's probably as close as it's ever been in terms of a competition. We've got 6 or 7 teams that look potentially as though they could win the competition. The Australian teams have surprised me, how well they are playing. The Reds are playing well, the Brumbies have played exceptionally well, and the team that's probably the biggest surprise is the underachievers of past tournaments is the Waratahs. They've got some exciting players. Izzy Folau, the fullback, who has come over from rugby league and Australian rules, is slowly finding his feet in rugby union, and I'm sure that we'll see him at some stage during the Lions series. Probably the downside is that the New Zealand teams are not looking very good at all. I think there's a real fallout from the international players from the All Blacks. A lot of the All Blacks are underperforming. When you look at the Highlanders, haven't won a game yet, and they've got a number of big All Blacks in that team. Ma Nonu, Aaron Smith, the number 9, who's the incumbent All Black halfback, struggling to find a place on the Highlanders because the Japanese halfback Tanaka has been taking his place, which is great for Japanese rugby. The New Zealand teams are struggling a bit, but they're only halfway through, and we've got a bit of a break in the middle to watch the Lions, and then come back to finish off the Super 15.